レグルス、お前との一騎打ち受けてやってもいいぜ。最後は任せる。分かったよ。
Oh my god, he's back. Lol. It's so we just got the newest episode ReZero here today, and I just want to quickly say this episode was absolutely fantastic. So if you guys don't know, we left off the last episode with like our boy super figuring out Regulus I can't say his name right for some reason there. Ability, which is allow him to stop time for a certain period, but it seems like it makes him completely invincible / invulnerable to all attacks, which is kind of the most OP ability of all time. And we ended off with a cliffhanger last episode that literally they fought Reinhardt against him, and Reinhardt literally got shot into the sky. And keep in mind, when his effect keeps into play, when this guy uses his ability, it makes it so anything he touches is not bound by the laws of physics. It seems like time, space, it's all outside of it. So literally broke through Reinhardt straight to the mid or to space. So I thought Reinhardt was just gone from the series entirely, but no, in this episode here today, that was not the case. Thankfully, our boy Super did figure out how his ability works, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna get dark really fast because like right in this episode, we had Amelia go to the girls. We need your help. Can you tell us your name? And they get like sentimental and stuff. They can be like, hey, we want to get rid of this, guys. We need your help in order to do this. And they're kind of hesitant at first, but then they opened up to Amelia, and Amelia kind of got to get their names and stuff because they never were acknowledged by Regulus. They never really expressed their feelings towards him. So when they finally did get to express their feelings, it was more hatred, revenge, all that jazz. Yeah, when they finally figured out a way to actually beat Regulus, they were about to commit the Subuduku, to say the very least, because they realized they couldn't actually do anything unless they stopped him, because his ability makes it so like for every 5 seconds he's actually invincible or something. So yeah, he actually is pretty much invincible, but he has to share his heart around people. So like I think it's like 5 seconds of invincibility based on what I was counting per frame. Yeah, so he has like 53 wives, so meaning that he gets 5 more seconds on top of that. So yeah, for the next like, what is that? Well, let me get a calculator real quick. So we take 5 seconds times 53. That means he can be invincible for a total of 5 minutes, which is kind of nutty. I think that's what it is based on everything, but yeah, 5 minutes of invincibility almost, or kind of an insane ability. Probably the most annoying ability we've seen in all ReZero so far. Thankfully, our boy figures it out, and where it gets dark for a second here is that you think that they were going to like actually take care of the girls and take them outside the city so like his ability isn't going to play, because maybe there's a certain distance you have to separate him from his wives in order to get the effect to nullify. No, they said, hey, actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put you in a frozen state. Like they literally froze all the wives. I thought originally they were gonna do the thing, and you know what I mean, I can't say the exact term because YouTube will get mad really fast, but that wasn't the case. They just said, hey, let's put you into hibernation for the time being, freeze you, because like if you freeze somebody, you put them in like a temporary space of like, what is it in sci-fi films, what's the term, thermal sleep? I don't know, I don't remember the exact term, but that's exactly what they did to them. But we also found that too, Amelia had one of the pieces of her heart in him, and this is really cool because we figured out that our boy has access to Sloth's abilities, the unseen hand, and we actually get to see him use it in this episode, because I'm surprised he doesn't use it as much as he wanted to, because it's kind of one of those abilities that only he can see it, no one else can see it. It also goes faces through things. So if you think about it like this, the unseen hand can kind of be broken, because if the person doesn't have any defense abilities against it, all you really have to do is use the unseen hand that pulls somebody's heart out or crush their heart, which we saw that here today, where he actually used the unseen hand ability to save Amelia, because he couldn't just like Amelia, he actually had to figure out a way to do it. So he was able to do that by using the unseen hand to say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go in here, do a little bit of doctor, and actually get rid of the backside of the heart. So that's what they did, exactly what they did to get rid of Regulus's abilities. And by the time he realized it, he was cooked, because this guy can't see the unseen hand. When he used it, he thought he was gonna get attacked by it, so he went on the defense about it. But when he realized it wasn't targeted at him, and he realized that it's actually himself, he's like, this is actually insane. And Amelia just came in here with the most punishing payback of all time, bro. She said, I bet I can actually kick you now. So by the time I realized, it was just like, GG, that's a wrap. And you just got a fat foot in the face. And her reaction is so cute. He's like, oh my god, I can actually hurt him now. No, Amelia gets her payback on the guy by, you know, throwing 153 punches to the guy. She literally goes R punches straight up, and it's the most adorable thing ever, bro. Yeah, I feel like that was some JoJo vibes based on the reference of it. At the end here, it just gets stupid because keep in mind, Reinhardt's in the moon or somewhere gone for the time being. So I didn't think Reinhardt was gonna come back in the scene, but this was hilarious because this guy Regulus is like, oh my God, this is not fair. Let's do a 1v1, bro. Because he doesn't have his abilities anymore. He's not invincible anymore. So he has to like, oh, figure out a way to stick a situation. So he's like, oh, you're not, you have to respect your morals, right? You're gonna have to fight me in a 1v1. Absolutely. And bro's like, I bet. You know what? I will take you on in a 1v1 because you know who's freaking coming back. You just see this little flare in his eyes. He's like, let's go. And it was the best thing ever. He's like, don't worry, bro. I gotcha. Reinhardt just comes back from the moon and says, let me do this. I'll take care of this. I'll take the heat. And this, you know, at this point, this guy realized he was screwed. Oh my God, man. This was just such a great episode of ReZero. We get to see a little bit of him getting to the moon and stuff and his impact mark. I was hoping we get to see Reinhardt, like when we do the flashback to when Reinhardt gets in the moon, we're gonna see him jump back like Saitama. They didn't just do that exactly. I assume they maybe in the source material he mentioned it, but I was hoping to see that here. But as soon as this guy realized that he was cooked, Reinhardt's like, hey, you remember how you sent me to the moon? Yeah, that was your first mistake. You should have not sent me to the moon if you're gonna send me to space. And he's like, okay, that's my mistake. And then he realizes, wait, I know where this is going. And Reinhardt's like, I bet, let me do the same thing to you now. Because keep in mind, he only has 5 seconds of invincibility. So meaning that if he's in that 5 seconds, he gets sent upward. He's gonna go literally to space. And by the right time he realizes that, it feels like a Team Rocket gag, like where the Team Rocket members get sent to space and stuff like that. It's exactly that. He's like, this is impossible, this is unfair, this is unjust. He's like, I'm the most perfect being of all time. I don't get the whole thing with him not liking his wives to laugh. I feel like there's something more to it based on what's going on. But by the time he realizes what's going on, he was cooked. And like, this guy probably had the most painful death in all anime. I don't think it's the most brutal death, but I definitely think it's up there with being painful. Because by the time the guy gets sent to space, I thought he was gonna get sent to space and fly in the Milky Way for the rest of eternity. That's what I thought originally, but that doesn't seem to be the case. That would be a pretty bad death in all time. But bro said Reinhardt just lands right on top of him because he's like, oh wait, I'm gonna actually plummet you into the ground. I'm gonna throw you into the floor like Yamcha, bro. And bro said he literally sends the guy 6 feet under. Bro sends him 6 feet under the ground all the way to the bottom, and by the time he hits floor, his ability wears off. Keep in mind, he triggers the ability before he's going to take impact. So once the impact actually, the 5 seconds is over, bro becomes spaghetti. I can't show it on screen because how dark it is, but bro had that coming a mile away. I was like, there's no shot that guy should have survived the landing in the first place. Like, don't get me wrong, his invincibility saving him from the impact is cool, but I feel like he should have like got bodied by the time he landed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should become a pancake. Like, don't get me wrong, all of his body, all the bones in his body are broken, but still, it was interesting though, like, because like that's not how he dies. He doesn't die to the impact mark. He dies doing suffocating water, because like, keep in mind, he's like way below the Earth's crust at this point, so water just keeps pulling on in. So bro literally keeps trying to trigger his ability to make him invincible, but he stops his heart every single time he does that, so he just drowns. Yeah, bro had a really brutal death, like kind of deserved it for what he was trying to do originally. But it'll be interesting to see like what happens after with his wives, because all of his wives after this incident are still alive and they're not affected by his heart anymore. So I thought it's like going to be considered like, oh, maybe he's going to come back as soon as like they revive them, but like no, that's not the case. So yeah, they're all saved now. I originally thought they were gonna heal them, but it doesn't seem the case. But this was such an amazing episode, ReZero, probably the best episode by far. My only critique to this episode was not showing Reinhardt jump back. I feel like they should have showed Reinhardt pulling the Saitama where he jumps back to Earth. I feel like that would have been more insane. Like if it was already kind of insane what he did. It was already implied what he did. But I feel like just showing it for like a brief second would have been cool. He'd be like, no, I'm in space. Space, like he gets abilities like spacewalker, friction reduction, anti-gravity, those kind of abilities. On the way down shows that to hype it up even more before he lands, because then you realize he's cooked. I don't know why they didn't show that. I feel like that would have been perfect. But of course I will have the full length reaction on my actual Patreon because I can't react to the full thing here. But yeah, what are your guys' honest thoughts about this new episode of ReZero? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed my review here / reaction, you know what to do. Make sure to smash the like button, dislike if you don't like it, and I'll see you guys from now on, GMAN.